Okay, guys. So, oh, greetings, my dear friends. Today we are going to spend about 1 hour and a half, and believe it or not, but this hour and a half probably gonna be life changing for the majority of you. Okay, because the reason why you are here today is that you want to change your life and the life of the generations ahead by coming to the US and getting the legal documents to stay and work here, get the green card, and get the passport in the future. So this hour and a half is going to be life-changing, and the value of the information that you will receive is going to be with you forever. Okay? So today, the topic of the webinar is your 2026 US relocation strategy and everything you need to know about talent visas. Okay, so this is the main theme, but today we're going to cover a lot more topics, including the sanctions, the recent change in the law that limited people from 75 countries to get the immigrant visas. I'm going to address that, and we have solutions for those things. And of course, with the focus on O1, EB-1A, and EB-2 NIW. Okay, wait. Wait a second, guys. Wait a second. My team says that there is no camera. I don't know why, because it looks like it's working. Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys. Do not go. Do not go. Tell me, guys, if you can see me. Okay, Mark says I can see you. Guys, tell me if everybody can see me, because I don't know, maybe they did the change in the click meet. Okay, good. So I guess there's a problem on the IT side. So no problem for you guys. So let's continue. I'm sorry about this little bump. Let's go on. So what are you going to learn today, guys? And I have a separate slide. What are the main points that I want to address? And number one is the 2026 realistic ways to get the talent visa, right? And I'm gonna show you why the majority of you can qualify for at very least O1 visa, because if you look in the USCIS description of what O1 visa is about, you'll be like, oh my god, this is like for Einstein and people like that. This is not true, guys. Within years, I filed and got approval for hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of different types of talent visas. And let me tell you, maybe I had a couple of Einsteins, okay? But the rest of my clients were good professionals in their fields, okay? If you remember this statement, it's going to be much easier for you to understand that as of today, most of you already qualify for a talent visa. I'm going to give you a detailed overview of eligibility criteria to get approval for talent visas. We're going to be talking about the best visas for your particular background and goals, okay? Because there's some correlation between those two things. And also, we'll be addressing the steps that you need to take to expedite your process, okay? And spoiler alert, the fastest way as of today to get to the US, if you're outside of the US, is about 8 months, Okay, 8 months. And for you guys to understand, this is lightning fast. Now, we're also going to be talking about the change in US immigration policy. And some of you who follow me closely on YouTube and Instagram and other social media platforms know that we are, and by the way, DHS is late to give us the draft of the new reform for talent visas. We've been waiting it last week. It didn't happen because it was supposed to be January. But guys, this reform is coming at us like a train. Okay? And I'll be honest with you, I do not expect that to be a very positive change overall. All right? Although some clarification needs to modernize the laws for O1, EB-1A, EB-2 NIW, I think on top of the modernization, they're gonna add a lot more scrutiny and harder criteria to satisfy. What does it mean for you? That means that you still can get approval for those 3 main visas in 2026. Because the new laws probably coming at us, we're gonna know about them, but they're gonna be a part of the book, of the real book of the laws, probably end of 2026, maybe the beginning of 2027. This is my best forecast. So once you guys see that you qualified, you need to act super fast, okay? Because the new laws is gonna be a new thing, all right? Okay, and I will be giving you real case and real life examples of the cases that have been approved, and that's gonna give you a really good understanding where you stand in this process. All right, guys, let's move on. A few words about myself and the corporation, my corporation that I run. So many of you already know me. Many of you see me for the first time. Hello. It doesn't really matter because I want you guys to understand that my experience in immigration field is more than 11 years. Okay? Across all visas that I've been filing for years, I have 90% of approval rate. We got more than 4,200 approved cases for those 11 years of my practice, which is immense. But we are going towards the goal of 10,000 of you getting approvals for the cases by 2030. Okay, so we have like about 4 years to get 5,800 more approvals. Is it ambitious? Very ambitious. Is it possible? Yes. Is it hard to get? Very hard. But we put the higher purposes for ourselves, the higher goals. So if only one of you from today becomes a part of 10,000, it's a success for me. Okay, that's a good story. I'm doing it only for your results, for your future, guys. Okay, that's the main goal. Of course, there are other goals, but this is the main one. And we have more than 130 people working on the project in 10 different departments. Okay, so what are our strengths? We have very narrow specialization: talent visas, business and investors visas. Okay, we do not take asylum cases, family cases, student visas, deportations, and all this other stuff. We have a very narrow specialization. That's why we're the best. And that's not me saying, that's what my clients say about us. And guys, we have transparent policies in the company. We do not hold anything back from you. Okay, not about the prices, not about the strategy, not about moving with your case, not about additional expenses, not about the timeline, not about the problems. We're really transparent. Okay, and I think this is good because we can build the trust between us. So you guys trust me as a professional and trust my company as my personal project. Okay, we're also located in Miami. This is our headquarters. And just a few words about myself, guys. I graduated from 2 universities in the US, Florida Atlantic University and St. Thomas School of Law. Both of them with honors. Okay, meaning that I was at the top of the class. I'm a little bit nerdy in that respect. I love reading, I love studying, I love learning new things, and that shows in my studying record. Okay, I worked not only in US federal agencies, but also in the state agencies. Why is it important? Because, guys, I know how they think. I know the kitchen from inside. I know how the government approaches your cases. That's why I can address those things in your memorandum. Okay, memorandum is the most important document in your petition where I make a legal argument why you're talented. Okay, I'm an active member of Florida Bar Association, Broward County Bar Association, the Florida Court of Appeals, and the 11th Federal Circuit. Okay, I can take the immigration case wherever you locate it, in any US state or any country in the world. And by the way, our operations extend to more than 60 countries in the world, meaning that's how many countries work with us and trust our services. And I myself was also in more than 50 countries in the world. This number is actually outdated, probably close to 60. And guys, US is still on top of my list. Okay, yes, there are some problems, but out of all the countries in the world, it's still the best. Okay, and as I already mentioned, more than 4,200 clients and businesses that we got approvals for. Okay. Not gonna spend a lot of time on these slides, guys, because this webinar is gonna be very unique because of the recent changes. The recent changes of 75 countries sanction list and more aggressive policies of USCIS. Okay, so the tips and the recommendations that I will be giving to you are going to be super trendy, meaning that they new, they're fresh. I'm going to be probably explaining to you the new pilot projects that we started in response to those difficulties that US government is imposing on the new petitions. And you guys will understand why we have more than 90% chance of approval for green cards, whereas the average chance of approval in the industry is below 40% as of today. Okay? So it will be very clear to you. And guys, what I need from you right now to give you the most value, and before I even tell you about the bonuses for this webinar, please tell me what is your name, the country where you're from, and your profession. Okay? Your name, where you're from, and and your profession. Why I need that? Because I will be giving you real examples how to satisfy the criteria if I know where you're from and what's your profession. Okay, this is very good. So if you have some question you don't want to put in a chat, because of course once it's in the chat everybody sees it in the chat room, you can always ask a question the company's representative, and you guys see the green plaque at the end of the webinar, at the top of the webinar, with the black button, ask the question. If you press ask a question, it's gonna lead you to the WhatsApp messenger, and you can ask your question directly if it's more delicate, intimate question or things like that. Okay, so send your questions, send your private questions that way. Those of you who are gonna be until the rest of this webinar will get two bonuses. Bonus number one, my personal guide that I developed for you guys, US Talent Visas, Solutions for High Achievers and Ambitious People like you. After the webinar, this guide is going to be super valuable to you because it's going to serve as a supplement to your knowledge that you're going to get today. Okay? And bonus number two, all of you will get $500 off our services if you receive the word potential after the free evaluation. Okay, and I will tell you how to get that free evaluation. So it's not the only thing that you're getting after the free evaluation, but if you get that at the end of the breakdown of your case, that means you qualify for certain visa and you're getting that bonus. So very important to get that free evaluation today, guys. All right. Okay. So yes, that's what I'm talking about. And while you guys looking at this, let me see. Oh my God, you guys on fire today. Metal UK machine learning scientist. Guys, every time I see the word scientist, it's like almost I see the green card. You know, if you're a scientist, it's a green card. Okay, mostly EB-1A in my case. A lot of clients from UK. Okay, Yoel, very good, nice meeting you. Yoel, tell me. Profession law, country Eritrea. My God, I don't think we had anyone from Eritrea yet, so I would love a new case from Eritrea. But Yoel, I am the only attorney in the whole US, as far as I know, who knows, and not only knows, but gets the approvals for attorneys from other countries. Okay? Some attorneys, very good attorneys, which I respect a lot, say it's impossible. While they say it's impossible, we're getting those approvals. We just got 2 attorneys from Russia approved for EB-1A. Okay? So, believe it or not, we're the only ones who are doing this. Okay? Abigail, Singapore pharmacy technician. Okay, good. We have cases from Singapore. Do you mean the place of birth or where I am at now? Yes, place of birth, guys. Place of birth. And if you're in a different country, tell me where you're at, because it also could be important. Thomas, India, software engineer. Thomas, India is second country by the volume of clients that we have, right? Like India, we have big trust in Indian community for our services. Mohsin, Pakistan, software engineer. Okay, some limitations on Pakistan, no problem. We know how to go around them. Software engineer, IT, those are the biggest category that we have. The STEM and software engineers are the biggest chunk of our work. Khalid from Canada, artificial intelligence, PhD, university lecturer and consultant. PhD equals green card, guys, also. PhD is one of those things that getting the green card is pretty easy. My name is Precious Brown. Nice meeting you, Precious. Tell me where you're from and what's your profession. Marek, Poland, UK, business consultant, accountant. Lots of accountants. Not too many people from Poland for whatever reason, but we have cases from there. Oleg, UK, software designer engineer. Very good, Oleg. Welcome. Paula, Canada, Poland, pharma. Oh, Poland is represented today, guys. What's going on? Barbara, Poland, AI project manager and startup founder. Very good, very good. Maybe combination of O1A, EB-1A. Harry, India, neurosurgeon. My God, neurosurgeon. I had a few neurosurgeons. One I had from Ukraine, one from Germany, and one from UK. Of course, all of them got green cards. Zakaria, France, computer engineer and architecture. Bunch of clients from France. Good profession. Leonard, Slovakia, private equity. Leonard, filing the case from Slovakia right now. The guy is the security expert. Good EB-1A case. Precious from Rivers State, Nigeria, and I'm a hairdresser. Hairdresser is a beauty industry, guys. We work in that industry a lot. Nigeria has some problems with limitations, but we can get you in with the O1 visa. Asma is a researcher, good, science. That sounds like a green card. Matej, Slovakia, want to join US Army and try out special forces. Athletics, international representation for Slovakian soccer. Okay, so it looks like you have some athlete background. So Matej, I will need to see your form in the free evaluation to understand. Okay, my profile is ready for EB-1A. Need assistance for filing. Name Mohammed, cybersecurity engineer, USA. All right, guys. When I see this, that someone is ready to file the EB-1A case, for me, it means that maybe in a very good day, 10% of the case is ready. Okay, guys, do not make this mistake by assuming about your case, about the readiness of your case. And God forbid, do not do it yourself. Guys, you're gonna spend money, you're gonna spend a lot of nerves, you're gonna be super unsatisfied, and it's 1 out of 100 you get a positive result. Trust me, especially right now, especially the Trump era, where even the strongest cases may get an RFE, request for evidence. Okay, so do not assume that you know what needs to be in those criteria to get the approval, because you don't, guys, with due respect. Okay, even some attorneys don't know. And you will see why today. You will see why. Samir, lawyer, Pakistan. Okay, good. Tommy, security specialist, MBA, Germany. Very good. Tommy, security specialist. I don't know if you mean like physical security, because like I said, that case from Slovakia, we're filing right now. If it's that, it's very good. Chira, Italian and British citizen. Good. Lives in London. Project portfolio management. Project portfolio management. Okay. Is it a finance or is it more like IT kind of thing? Let me know, Chiara, because that could be different. Lloyd, chartered accountant and aviation specialist, USA. All right, very good. What's the original country? Doing business, Nigeria. Good. Milani, I'm fashion designer from Dominican Republic. Welcome, Milani. Welcome, Milani. The fashion designer is the art side of the EB-1A or O1B, because O1 has two sides, O1A and O1B. We're gonna address that a little bit today. Okay, guys, thank you for being this super active. I really love it. So, guys, you can do it right now. You don't have to wait for me laying down everything you need to know about talent visas. Get that free evaluation right now. You have 2 ways to do that: through the QR code or through the link that I attached to the chat. Okay, so 2 ways to do that. And if you do it within the time frame of today's webinar, you will be eligible for that $500 discount on your future case. Okay, so do not waste your time. Don't wait till the end. Do it right now, because if you don't do it, you guys wasted your time and you wasted my time. And those 2 things I hate the most in my life. Okay, wasting somebody else's time, and when my time is being wasted. All right, so do it right now, guys. Very important for your future and the future of your kids. Okay, we kind of went through this. Those who didn't do this can still give me a bit information about yourself. But I really appreciate, guys, you who are very involved in this thing, because those who gave me information about themselves, you guys get the style points. Okay, you get those style points, which actually adds to the future approval of your petition. Okay, so let's move on and let's get straight to the business, guys. We're going to be talking about the most efficient ways to get in the US as of 2026. And the first visa is O1 visa, non-immigrant, for people with professional achievements. Guys, do not look at the word extraordinary. Okay? Scratch extraordinary and put professional achievements or recognition. This is the best way to understand, because when you guys see this extraordinary ability, you're like, my goodness, I'm not extraordinary. I'm not extraordinary. And it's not about that, guys. It's about your recognition and achievements. Okay? And the US government has a very particular way they will deem whether you talented or not. Okay, and we're going to talk about this, and that particular way, that measurement is criteria. All right, but more about this in 2 minutes. So what are the advantages of O1? Guys, and let me describe it in short. O1 is best of the best of the best of the best. This is the best visa that's available to almost all of you without you understanding or knowing that you do qualify for it. As long as you have more than 3 years of experience in your field, this is the basis to begin O1A case. Go with it for 6 months, file it with expedited 15 days processing, get approval, get interview in the embassy within 2 months of approval, and come to the US. So, if Barbara, who wants EB-1A visa, which is understandable, but let's say Barbara wanted O1 visa, or she wanted to come to the US faster, and she starts working on her case in March of 2027. Her petition would be filed in September of 2026, and with expedited processing, end of September, around the end of September, she would get an approval. Her case would move to the Department of Communication with US embassies. This is a separate department in my company. And within 2 months, she will get a stamp in her passport. So by end of November, Barbara has O1 visa in her passport, and in December, she can come to the US. Guys, this is lightning fast. Okay, this is lightning fast in the today's reality of immigration laws. So every year, more than 20,000 O1s are approved. Okay, it's much easier to get O1 than EB-1A. And by the way, once you get that O1, it's much easier to get green card through EB-1A, because there is a psychological factor for the immigration officer. There is a premium processing, there is no seasonality, there is no requirements for the language or education. And guys, I don't know why you're still talking about O1 as for IT people or scientists. Or maybe sometimes I see startup visa, which is true. It's for IT, it's for scientists, it's for startup. But it's not limited to that, okay? And you guys, we have a designer from Dominican Republic, Milani, today with us. And I even put that example by chance that it could be from designers and even influencers to top executives. So your profession has nothing to do with the chances of approval for O1. Only your recognition and achievement in your field. Okay, that's what matters. That's what matters. So you guys will get up to 3 years of stay in the US and ability to work with unlimited 1 year's extensions. Okay, and of course, the foundation for the future green card and the US passport. O1 is the best visa for all of you guys. Okay, so now guys, let's talk about the measurement of the talent. Okay, the measurement of the talent, and this measurement is 8 criteria. Okay, 8 criteria, and they are on your screen. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go but each criterion after criterion, explaining what they means, giving you direct and alternative way to prove those criteria, explaining which criteria you are likely having right now and how we can help you to improve your 2-3 potential criteria up to 6 or even 7 And remember, by law, we need only 3. Okay? So 3, the ones you choose. However, we want to file at least 5. So if you get 6, 7, this is a very strong case for O1, but also a good foundation for the EB-1A or even EB-1A itself. Okay? Once I'm through with the criteria, guys, I'm going to give you an average case that I file for O1 visa. And let me tell you guys that my approval rate for O1 visa, believe it or not, 99%. For the past 3-4 years, we did not even get any denials for O1s. We got some long time ago, which I disagree. It was like maybe 3 or 4 denials in my professional career. Okay, so hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of O1 visas been approved with us. So which means for you, if I'm picking up your case, that's what you should expect. All right, but before that, let me guys see, maybe you had some questions, and don't be shy to drop the questions for me, guys, because it gives me a better understanding what bothers you as of today. Okay, so let's see, what type of visa can someone get working in financial services, e.g. private equity, investment banking? Usually employers are not very keen on sponsoring at the moment without previous visa in place. So all visas will fit you, R. Okay, I don't know your exact name, it's R. So I had cases of accountants, I had cases of financial advisors, I had cases of financial experts with the more general, and I even had like niche cases like negotiating the sales of business prices, right? So it's kind of financial services if you can understand the value of the company and negotiate for your client the best price for it. Okay, so, and a bunch of others. So I'm not scared of financial services because I had a lot of approvals in that sector, but we need to kind of narrow down your achievements and recognition to really understand what's the basis of your talent. Barbara, how fast a person has to move to the US when the visa is approved? If it's immigrant visa, 6 months. Okay, 6 months, you have to cross the border of the US. And guys, let's do a little meditation right now. 10 seconds. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and imagine yourself with the passport of your country, and you in an airport in the US, and you crossing CBP with the immigration officer, and they put the 551 stamp in your passport, which is a green card. Okay? If you guys visualize that, it automatically adds 10% more chances of that happening on top of whatever you have. Okay? So Barbara, I hope you did that. Let me know, Barbara, if you did that little meditation, visualizing yourself crossing that border with the US in the airport with the immigrant visa in your passport and getting that green card when you enter. Okay? So, and Barbara said, yes, I did. Good, Barbara, it means it almost happened. That future is almost like bright for you. Okay? You're going that way. So 6 months to cross, but once you cross and get that green card, you can immediately leave the country. Not more than 6 months. Not more than 6 months, okay? Because you cannot be outside of the US more than 6 months, guys. Very important. If it's O1 visa, your entry to the US will depend on the job offer that you have. Because remember, O1 needs an employer, but do not be scared of that fact. Because we have like 5 ways how to get you an employer with your own company, with LLC, with a vendor's company. We have vendors who can help you with the employment. We have vendors that can help you with job offer, not for all professions, but for many. And guys, a new pilot project in my company, no one is doing this for you, okay? No one is doing this for you. Only we really care about the results of our clients. The pilot project name is +1. Guys, remember that those two words, +1. It yet free in my company. So ask your case manager how to participate in +1 project. In short, because we have a lot of people working on their O1 visas through their own company, which could be a little negative factor in the embassy, we get you in the pool of those people working for O1 visas. You guys have your own companies open for you. We can help you with that. And you do the cross job offers. Okay? That way we eliminate this negative perception of you being your own employer, which is totally legal. It's totally legal, but for some reason the embassies perceive it as a negative factor. So we eliminate that, okay? Because we do that, so your employer is a totally independent company who is also owned by our client, okay? So super project, guys. We just started, already see the results. Everybody loves it, okay? So ask about +1. Okay, let's take a few more questions and let's move on with the criteria because that's the most important thing. Mital, but we need a sponsor for all. Okay, yes, but I already explained how we go around that. I am Naeem. I work for a non-profit organization in USA. My job is W2 full-time and my employer is not ready to help with the paperwork for O1 visa. No problem. My question is, how do I proceed? I know we have agent role. Yes, so basically, Naeem, I already addressed that. We have many ways how to go around that. Question from YouTube. Guy from law firm told me that the O1 visa is not good because it doesn't lead to green card or something like that. He recommended EB-3. Oh my God, guys. How multi-dimensional this world is. My response to this question, because in my professional opinion, O1 is the best visa as of today. And it does lead to green card, including possible EB-3. Okay? Because if you have O1, you can adjust your status to EB-1A, EB-1C, EB-1B, EB-2, EB-2 NIW, EB-3, EB-4, and even EB-5. Okay? So it's a universal visa for any purposes. All right? So I don't know what's going on with that EB-3 offer. EB-3 requires like a solid employer with the taxes and everything. So yeah, maybe it's a better option if you have all that, but it's gonna take you 3 to 5 years to get it. Okay, so it's not that easy. With some deeper conversation with achievements. Yes, we'll do. Barbara, with O1 I can work only for one company that's mentioned in the application. No. If we make your employer as an agent, Barbara, okay? If your employer is your agent, you can work as a contractor to many companies and you do not have to refile your cases when you get the new project. Okay, and this is the power of O1 because none of other visa gives you this opportunity. Even H1B does not give you that opportunity, but H1B is dead, guys. You know that. H1B is a dead horse. I want to know if Pakistan is in the list of those restricted countries, then how me being a software engineer with 10 years of experience can be eligible for this visa or any other visa. Okay, guys, so let's I think now is a good time to address that because I know that bothers you and of course it bothers us. So the new limitation for 75 countries that went in force on January 21st of 2026 only limits very small thing, and that thing is the stamping of your passport with immigrant visa. So all of you guys from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from Russia, from Kazakhstan, from a bunch of African countries, from Colombia, from Uruguay, from Brazil, the only limitation with that is immigrant visa being stamped in your passport. Be very attentive, because O1 visa is not immigrant visa, which means it does not fall within those limitations. So that's your entry to the US. And number two, none of those limitations apply as of today. It doesn't mean it will not happen in the future, but as of today, it does not apply to the adjustment of status when you are already in the US. So if you're from the country that has restrictions, your number one priority is to get in the US through O1, most likely, okay? And once you're in the US, things gonna be bright, all right? All right, guys, so I see more questions, but let me proceed with the criteria, because this is the most important thing. Okay, so let's start with the awards. If you have prizes, first, second, third places in professional competitions of at least national level, that's what the direct way to satisfy this criteria. Faces and cases, one of those competitions that apply to many industries. Okay, it's just an example. But let me tell you guys, the participation and winning the prizes in those competitions is not the main thing how we prove this award. The alternative ways are more important. What are they? Government medals or honors, prestigious scholarships or grants could be awards. Your dissertations, we have some PhD people here, your dissertations, if they got recognition in the field, could be an award. The investment in your startup starting from 100K or more could be an award. The sale of your business starting with $500,000 could be an award. And last but not least, if you been invited to speak at the conference, at the professional conference, with publication of your whatever you delivered, of your paper after the conference, this also could be an award. And by the way, guys, speaking at the conference, it boosts your petition, be it O1, EB-1A, EB-2 NIW. If you have those opportunities to speak, I don't care if you're the most introverted person in the world, you have to seize this opportunity. Not only that, you need to actively seek to be a speaker at a professional conference. Guys, trust me on that one. Okay, trust me on that one. Out of everything you could do to improve your petition, this is one of the best ways. Professional conferences. Not only attending, speaking, okay, in front of the professionals. So this is an award, okay? How do we prove it? A letter from organizers of those things, be it in a competition, be it the conference, be it some purchase of the business, letter from the one who purchased it from you, and things like that, okay? And of course, the certification, the prize, the picture, the social media, the newspaper, if it was like that, everything comes in. Number two, media coverage. Guys, we usually speak 95% of media coverage is online newspaper, okay, website of the news or professional news or things like that. Of course, if you get on TV or radio, or maybe there's documentary movie mentioning your name, this also goes in this media coverage, okay? So, but because the written media is number one, an overwhelming majority, we're going to address those. So, a few things here. Type of media. We have major media and professional. What's the difference? Major media, the easy way to understand, you need to check the website of this media that wrote about you, and I want to see at least 15% of the total population of the country, of that newspaper or magazine, visiting this website a month. Okay, 15% or more. It's not the only criterion and it's not the main one, but it's easy to get the grasp whether it's gonna work or not. We will do it for you, of course, when you work with us, but before that, that's how you're gonna assess yourself, okay? And the professional or industrial industry media is measured by who is a reader for that newspaper, for that website. Okay, so let's say Tech Bullion, the IT Weekly, that website online from IT. I don't go to those websites. I don't read them. But who's gonna read them? Zakaria. Zakaria is gonna go and read those magazines, those newspapers. Who else? Let me see who else is gonna read that. Oleg from UK is gonna read that. Okay. Marek is probably gonna read Yahoo Finance. Okay, about the business and finance and things like that, and so on, right? So we don't measure professional media by how many people read it. We measure it by who is the reader. Okay, so two major things. Now, what's the requirement to the article itself? 4 requirements, guys. It must be about you and your work. Okay, this is an easy one because usually that's what's going on. It must have a title. Okay, the title, the name of it. I've seen a few without title in my career. Doesn't really happen. It must have the date when it was published. Okay, sometimes there's a problem here. So especially in periodicals, right? It's like, okay, November 2025. Doesn't have the exact date, like November 6th. So we could kind of deal with that, but there's a problem. Okay, I want to see November 6th, 2025. That's the best. Okay, no problem. And last, and where all the problems, 95% of the problems in the last thing, the name of the journalist. I don't know why. I don't know por qué. I don't know what's going on with this thing, but sometimes there is no author. Okay, there's no journalist name. And guys, we tried everything. The letter from editor board, the letter from the website, the confirmation of the journalist who it was me with the law says must be the name of the journalist. If it's not there, nothing will help. Okay, make sure it's in there. And now you want to tell me, Asma wants to tell me, Stanislav, I mean, I don't have media coverage. I don't have any particular journalist writing about me. I don't have this criteria. I'm not going to have it. Hold your horses, guys, okay? Because media coverage is one of those criteria that the PR agencies that we work with can help you. Okay? They can help you with that. And believe it or not, those gonna be real articles. Because I know some of you guys are working with PR agencies, there's something fake, something fishy. No, if you work with professional PR agencies like we recommend to you, okay, we have those companies, because it makes a huge difference to understand how that article comes into life and what's in it. Is it true or not? Of course it's going to be true. And is it a real journalist drafting the article? Yes, in this case, absolutely. So this criterion is taken care of for yourself, okay? And you thought it's the hardest, now you see it's one of the easy ones, okay? Now, number 3, academic articles, scientific publications. And some of you guys will tell me, Stanislav, I read online that those could be expert opinion articles. Yes, that's what the law says. But guys, trust me, those things don't fly when you file the cases with them. Unless your expert opinion is in Forbes or Bloomberg or some like New York Times, okay? Then it's gonna fly only if it has the all the equivalents, all the aspects of the academic writing. So not only where, which is important, but also what's in it. So to eliminate all possible problems, we need to do academic publications from very beginning. Don't worry about expert opinion. Don't bother, don't spend your valuable time on that. Spend it on academic publications. And by the way, guys, the academic publications also our vendors can help you with, okay? We have independent companies that will help you to expedite this process for you, okay? And it's also gonna be 100% real, okay? Very important, because in this industry there's a lot of fishy stuff going on, guys, okay? We are not involved in any black or gray schemes, only legal stuff, all right? So media coverage and academic publications are taken care of for you guys. And voila, some of you, on top of whatever you had, now have two more criteria. Really getting close to those five criteria that I need to get your approval for your O1 visa, okay? Number 3, guys, judging the work of other professionals. That's the proper way to understand this criterion. So what does it mean? There's a direct way when you are on a judging panel for professional competitions in your field, right? They call you as an expert. This is good. We will take it. No problem. But guys, none of you know, unless you follow me on YouTube and Instagram, that if you, as your everyday routine, check the work of your colleagues, especially from cross teams, hello IT people, code review, architectural review, performance review for business people, the technical documentation or projects review for engineers, for project managers, for consultants, for finance people, or second opinion of the professional, of a doctor, for example. I didn't see doctors with us today. And by the way, guys, all my doctors, probably more than 100 cases for doctors got approvals with us for EB-1A. Second opinion of a doctor is assessing what another doctor did. This is judging, guys. Okay? How do we prove that? Letters. Recommendation letters. There is a certain way for each criterion. We have the templates, and each one of you has a team attached to your case and dedicated to your case, up to 12 people. Guys, believe it or not, each one of you will have a team of 12 people. Okay? Some of them are more involved in your case, some of them on a background, okay? But you know something is going on, all right? So with those templates, and the way I want information and team guiding you, this is where the real synergy becomes. That's where the approvals are born in that process. Okay, so judging the work of others, I do not remember if we ever had that we filed the case without that criterion. Okay, because all of you have it. All of you have it or will have it. All right, because by the way, the PR agencies that we work with, they can lobby you as the expert for some competition. Of course, you must have a good, strong resume and credentials, but this is also possible. Okay, so guys, judging the work of others mostly proved alternatively, because that's how because this is the easier way. 5, contribution in the industry. Okay, it must be innovative and significant. Okay, what does it mean, innovative? Well, it's new. Okay, this is maybe it's something old with a new angle, with a new sauce to it, with some new approach, but there must be something new. Really never get a problem on being innovative. Where the problem could become is the significant. How do we prove that your contribution is significant? Well, 2 easy ways. It's being used in the industry, or it's being monetized in the industry, or both. Used and monetized. How it's being used? For example, you have open source code published on Geek2Geek or medium.com, and you have 30,000 downloads of this open source code. That's the significance of it. We can show the use of it, right? So we cannot show the monetization of it because we don't know how those people use it, but we can show the significance through the amount of people downloaded it. The monetization, on the other hand, is let's say the courses, the educational courses. You are a blogger. No, let me do the real example. So let me pick one of you guys. Real example. Let me see. Let's pick a different person from IT, because IT is kind of clear. So let's say Marek from Poland, living in UK, business consultant, accountant. Okay, so Marek created the educational course for other accountants, how to approach the analysis of a small business client. And Marek teaches other accountants through that course, and he has 1,000 people, 1,000 accountants, 500 accountants, maybe even 100 accountants taking that course. That in itself could be significance by use and significance by monetization, because he sells that course for $100. I'm just making things up, okay? But just to give you an idea, guys, what could be a contribution. Also, a book, technology, innovation, algorithm, library, dissertation, patent, speaking at many conferences, and things like that all could be contribution. Okay? As long as it's innovative and it's being used or monetized. How do we prove it? The best proof for your contribution, guys, is independent expert opinion letter. Independent expert opinion letter. And you'll be like, okay, Stanislav, now we're getting to some hardcore stuff. How do I get, where, and how do I get that expert opinion letter? Have no fear, Stanislav is here, guys, because in my company and only in my corporation, it doesn't exist anywhere else. There is a project called NEO project. What does it mean? That means that we have more than 300 people at every second in time working on their cases. And because we have so many people working with us at the same time, we dissect them by the industry. So let's say Oleg is a design engineer, right? Like software design engineer. So we have 50 people like Oleg working on their cases, and we find a match for Oleg within the company who's also a software developer, the software engineer. And Oleg exchanges independent expert opinion letter with that person, with that match. Okay, so they don't know each other, so those letters are independent. They're both talented people because they're working, because I deemed Oleg and the other person talented, and they both write the opinion and exchange those letters. Up to 4 letters like these guys. Just because you work with us. Okay? It's another benefit. And up to 4 letters, and the cost of 1 letter, like you can go, there's companies and vendors doing this for you guys, but they're gonna charge you $1,500 for 1 letter like that. And probably it's not gonna be of the quality that we will get you in the company. Okay? So the value of Neo project, $6,000, up to $6,000. Okay? Guys, there is no analog of a project like that nowhere in the universe. Okay? So mind that. It's very, very important. Okay? All right, so let's move on. Leading or critical role, and I would add, in a company with distinguished reputation. So let me address some of the most likely asked question in that respect. You don't have to work in that company right now anymore. It could be a company from the past. Okay? Any time in the past, doesn't really matter, as long as you continue developing in the same industry. Okay? So usually we get a few companies or many companies sometimes. It cannot be only one. Okay? It should be more. So what's the difference between critical and leading role? Critical role is when you do an important function in that company. Okay? So let me take another example from you guys. Let's say Yoel from Eritrea, who is a lawyer, I believe, who profession is law. So let's say Yoel is a lawyer. So he works in a company that has reputation in Eritrea, and he builds the legal strategy for the new clients that hire that law firm to lead the cases. Okay, so he creates legal strategy, like what I do for you guys. Okay, that's one of the most important things I'm doing in my corporation. I'm building your written legal strategy. How you going from point A to the US passport. Okay, and this is, by the way, the second step after free evaluation. Already on the second step, which is called complex immigration planning, you already have written strategy by me. Okay? So it's not at the end of the case, it's not in the beginning of the case, it's only the second step of you guys working with us. Very important. So if Yoel is doing that for his law firm where he works, he's playing a critical role in it. Because without a strategy, you cannot proceed. If it's a leading role, let's take somebody else. Mittal. Let's take Mittal from UK. He's a machine learning scientist. So let's say Mittal is working in a private company which has the reputation, and he is leading the project in that company, and he has other scientists under his control. So Mittal has a leading role because he directs and controls other people. You got it, guys? So a function important function, and leading people, leading and control, difference between leading and critical role. So now, how do we prove that you have that leading or critical role in a company? By letter from that company. And of course, we're going to help you to draft it. Number 7, guys. High salary. High salary. Now, listen very attentively. Okay? Listen very attentively. How do we prove your high salary? Your salary must be at least 20% more than an average professional in your field, in your city or geographical location, according to the government statistics. And guys, I did not freeze. I just wanted that information sink in your brain. The most important part of this statement is the last one. According to the government statistics. Why? Because your salary could be in the market. It could be just market salary, you in the market. But the government statistics is always below the market. Okay? And that's what we need to use. So let's say Abigail from Singapore, pharmacy technician, makes $2,000 in Singapore in his company. And let's say this is a normal salary that pharmacy technician makes in Singapore. But the government says in its statistics that an average for pharmacy technician is $1,300. So now the Abigail's market salary of $2,000 is like 60%, 70% more than the average. No, I'll take it back. It's not 60 or 70. It's it is, right? So 1,200, 50% of 1,200 is 600. So 800 is probably around 60, 70% more. Okay? And that's what we need. You gotta pay taxes on that, guys. Gotta pay taxes on the salary. Okay? And I know people from UK and Europe, France and Slovakia, you guys usually have no problems with that. Poland and things like that. But like African countries, Asian, Russia, like South America, you know, I was like, this is official and this is under the table. Okay? So make sure that the whole thing is getting the taxes on it. Okay? I know it's less money for you, but it's important for immigration. Okay, and yes, we gotta show all this paperwork, statistics, the pay stubs, the taxes, payment to prove that you have a high salary. And last, professional associations, the hardest criterion to prove unless you are in STEM or in business. So unless you're an IT architect, engineer, the doctor or business person, because if you're in those professions, we have professional associations for you that will work. Okay, so how do you know if it's gonna fit? Two things: the charter or bylaws must say that association admits for outstanding achievement or something along those lines. And people who accept you must be experts. Okay, so accept for eligibility through outstanding achievement and acceptance by the experts. So two those things need to happen. Now, guys, I'm gonna give you, and I think this is one of the best piece of information you will receive today. I'm gonna give you an average case for O1. Okay, and let me tell you, I never had two similar cases in my career because the talent's always different. Okay, but if I take all of my O1 cases and divide it by the criteria, I will get an average case. Okay, so write this down. Guys, write this down. 5 criteria. 5 criteria. 3 press articles, 2 academic publications, 2 judging engagements through different things, maybe 1 competition, maybe 1 review of your peers, your professional people in your company, 2 critical roles or leading roles, and high salary. That's it, guys. That is it. So now many of you already have high income because it's more than the statistics. You have critical leading roles, and you can get professional, the academic publications, you can get media coverage, and you can get the judging very easy. So from 0 to hero within hour and 12 minutes, guys. That's how long we've been talking to you, okay? From you thinking you have no talent to you understanding that in 8 months you are in the US, 1 hour, 12 minutes, guys. Love it! Guys, I love it. Of course, we can, IT people will get the 6-1 association. Some of you have contribution in industry. Some of you have conferences will add awards on top or substitute. There's many combinations, but this could be as easy as it is. All right, we're not gonna talk about advantages of EB-1A, guys. This is a green card for you and your family. Okay, who is family? You, your spouse, and your kids below 21. So I'm gonna stop on this slide and let me see the questions, guys. Mital says she. Mital says, I'm sorry, guys. Sometimes, you know, the names just could be unisex. So Mital, I apologize for not seeing that. Okay, let me see other questions real fast. My God, you guys are going on fire today. Okay, let me skim. Okay, Pakistan, no problem. Once I get the green card with immigrant visa, but I'm not ready to live in US, can I live? Yes, you can live up to 2 years with a permit. Up to 2 years with a permit. Thomas, how much is the cost of O1? Okay, guys, let's talk about the cost. It is, I'm just gonna give you everything, guys. We are proud of our prices because for the prices that we're giving you, no one ever did or ever will offer you the value, okay? So you can get O1 with us as low as $11,000, split in 3 payments, or EB-1A / EB-2 NIW for $13,000 split in 3 payments. Yes, we have higher prices in the company, okay, for those of you who value your time more than money, okay, it was done by the demand of our clients, but the lowest bottom is 11 and 13. Very good question. Yes, and there's the question, will it be lost if we, guys, even though we have 10% of the denials, so 1 out of the 10 cases gets the denial, okay? But if you guys stick to us, if you willing to continue and build more, like there is no such a thing as a denial, okay? There's no, the only time, and the finance guys will tell you that, the only way to lose money in the financial market is to sell the asset in a loss, right? If you don't sell, if you bought Bitcoin for $120,000 or a little fraction of Bitcoin, the only way you lose the money if you sell it for 70. If you hold it and you're willing to hold it for 10 years, 20 years, you will never lose. Same here. Same here. If the only way to get a denial if you stop, because we're not gonna stop. Okay, so this is very good, and that's a very philosophical question as well, an answer as well. Asma, does post research presentation at the conference count as a speaking? Could be, Asma, could be. Barbara, Business Insider Poland, for example. Yes, if talking about media, probably Business Insider is the professional media. Zakaria, if I have a video of the presentation, I need the letter from the... Yes, even with the video and certification and this and that, we need to have a letter because there must be very particular information in it. Barbara, how many criteria person needs to meet? 3. Yes, correct. 3 criteria. But we want 5 for O1 and 6 for EB-1A. I'm going to get back to this in a second. Yevgeny, how about to conduct the technical interview? Yes. Especially for the purpose of O1, it could be a judging of work of others if you do the technical interview with a task. Okay, yes. In performance review as well. Naim, I did conference presentation a few years back. I have certificates, screenshots of me presenting the academic paper, but I don't have recordings. No, recordings is not a problem. Not a problem. Barbara, for the innovation, can it be trademarked with the software, AI software use? Yes, correct. Intellectual property could be as an innovation. Absolutely. How long it takes processing of EB-1A? Okay, guys, EB-1A, same thing. We work on a case for 6 months, regardless what kind of visa that is. But with O1, it's 8 months from the start until you come to the US. With EB-1A, it's 1.5 years. With EB-2 NIW, it's 2.5 years. So 8 months, 1.5 years, and 2.5 years. Unless you're from India. Unless you're from India. If you're from India, EB-1A and EB-2, they change the timing. And I'm not going to talk about this because you guys from India know what I'm talking about. I'm eligible for British citizenship, but currently only have Polish citizenship. Does having British citizenship in addition to Polish citizenship, guys, so it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change. So Polish citizenship is equal to British citizenship in that respect. If you were Nigerian national, that question would change the answer. Okay, I would say yes. We're gonna go with UK. Hello Shamaev, hello. If I get the O1, what are the lawful options for my spouse on O3 to work or generate income? So the only option on O3 is to get dividends from the business. So not being actively involved in the working. Having only one partner working in the US is difficult. Is there a strategy to get EAD? The best strategy is to get EB-1A approved. Okay, because or get a separate O1 or maybe H1B when in the US. All right, so these are the 2 viable options. I'm Delek from Kenya. I'm an electronics engineer. Very good profession with 10 years experience. Founded a grant-funded startup interested in O1. You Delek, you must be interested in EB-1A. Get that free evaluation. Okay, get that free evaluation. You will. I will give you this opportunity again. Okay, guys, let's finish with EB-1A. I'll get back to the questions in 5 minutes because we have very low time. So on top of the 8 criteria for O1A, we get 2 additional criteria for EB-1A, and those are for art and or sport, with rare exceptions. Like showcase could be used in business if you're a marketing person, okay, or a designer, because there's a showcase. There is the component of the visualization in those criteria. So everything else is the same. Exhibitions or showcase, usually in art, when your paintings are in a gallery, when you're DJing on a festival, when you're dancing in a theater. Okay, those are all showcases. And commercial success in performing arts, when you're an actor in the movie and that movie is financially successful. okay? Or you're in a circus and the circus is financially successful. So those are additional 2 criteria, mostly for art, but some of them for sport and a bit for business. Now, let me guys tell you the average case for EB-1A, okay? Just the same way as O1. 4 media articles, 3 academic publications, 2 judging the work of others, 2 engagements, maybe 3, 1 contribution in the industry, 2-3 critical roles, and higher salary. So you see there's more depth in each criteria than O1, and there is more criteria. Of course, it could be 2 awards and no judging, or maybe association instead of contribution in the industry, but you guys get the idea. So even EB-1A for some of you are not that far away, guys. Okay? So maybe you were thinking that you're not talented, but hour and 22 minutes, some of you like, oh my God, I feel like EB-1A is closer to me, and this is a green card, than anything else. Okay, so guys, mind that you may skip the O1 step and go directly to EB-1A. And let me tell you, before the recent changes with the sanctions for 75 countries, between O1 and EB-1A, 75% were EB-1A. Now, of course, it's probably going to be 50-50, but trust me, EB-1A is sometimes better option for you than O1. All right, and let me guys briefly give you the criteria for EB-2 NIW, which today is still valid, but a lot harder than EB-1A. Okay, so what we need for EB-2 NIW: education, your project, your idea of the project that's in the national interest of the United States of America, and that you have relative experience to show that you can implement that project, that idea. Okay, so 3 things. And I know some of you who read the matter of Danazar, case, like, oh, Stanislav, that's not how they analyze it. I know. But my task is for you guys to understand, okay? I don't want to mess up your brain, like give you like the legal criteria, which the way it is. I want you to understand the concept. So you have education, you have idea how you can help the US, and you know how to implement that idea. Very easy to understand. Very, very hard to get the approval on that, okay? Let me give you an example of one of the recent approvals for EB-2 NIW. I actually got an approval yesterday for EB-2 NIW for the business guy who is in the flower industry. You guys heard correctly. By the way, guys, flower industry is one of my niches. For some reason, I have so many flower cases, guys. I love it. I know maybe some of you love the white lilies or pink peonies, okay? And that's great because we could build a case on those things, even EB-2 NIW. But let me give you another example. IT person from Russia offered to the US government an application for US motorcycles riders, okay? And he was from IT side on that, okay? Because there is more than IT. There is like some a benefit to the US through those motorcycle bikers, riders. So what's the point of that project? That application could be used by motorcycle riders to find hidden roads and trails in the US. And my own pride in that case is that I suggested to put an emergency button in that app. If if you ride your bike on one of those trails and you fall and you, God forbid, break your legs or something, and you cannot move, you don't know where you are, there is a button you press and it sends the signal to the emergency services with your GPS, geographical location, immediately, and you get help. Okay? So that project was deemed to be in the national interest of the United States government, and the client got approval. Okay? All right. Very short on time, guys. Okay. I'm going to look at your questions, but guys, the most important thing is the free evaluation. Within 2 days from today, it could be even today or tomorrow. So today is what? Today is Wednesday. By Friday, before the weekend, if you guys do the free evaluation through the QR code or through the link in the chat, I guarantee I will get back to you with the analysis, with the breakdown of your personal situation. Look for the word potential. Because word potential not only gives you $500 discount on our services, but it also opens up the door for you for the next step, the complex immigration planning, where I will build your narrowly tailored written strategy, how you're going to get the US passport and you're going to receive this document after this second step. And it also means that within 6 months, working with my team, under my control, my methodology, you will get at very least 90% chance of approval of your petition. Okay, and the second bonus, guys, also please use the QR code. I'm gonna also drop a link in the chat to download this guide as a supplement for your today's knowledge, and do it within 24 hours, guys, because within 24 hours, we're gonna remove the link. Okay, do it right now. Very important for you to understand more about your potential. Okay, also, please, guys, all these social media have unique content. I suggest at the very least you use Instagram and YouTube, but also we have LinkedIn, X, Telegram Messenger group, Facebook, and you will find unique information on each one of them. So connect with us, follow us to be up to date on everyday basis. Okay, a few more minutes to address your questions. So let me skim and see if I can make all of them happen. Can you share approved cases in cybersecurity, please, for EB-1A? Yeah, absolutely. You work in 3 companies for cybersecurity. You have 4 articles in the press and 3 articles scientific through the PR agencies. You do the review of the architecture of cybersecurity solutions within those companies. It's a judging the work of others. You will have at least 1 association and either higher income or contribution in the field. Okay, so that's your EB-1A case in cybersecurity. Okay, Mital says she's working for L1B. Good. If you get the L1B, we can get you EB-1A adjustment of status. As a salary, you mean base salary only? Yes. So good question from YouTube, guys, about the salary and higher income. Is it a base salary or with bonuses? So the law is not quite clear. So we kind of maneuver with bonuses, and we usually include that in the salary, guys. Okay, so we usually do, but we do it in a very careful way. All right, so there is a way to do that. Naeem, what if I file O1 with you guys and then prepare a profile for EB-1A? Is there a package for both? Yes, Nail. You're not the first one, not the last one asking about that. If you guys go with us with O1 EB-1A combination, we're not like all those attorneys who charge you for 2 cases. We give you big discount on the second case. And when I say big, it's really big, okay? But we need to know what exactly going on and what's the strategy in your case. Is Hacker Noon a good PR media for cybersecurity? it's not at the top of my head, so I need to check. I need to check that. Moxin, what is the difference between O1 and NIW, and which one is easier in terms? Of course, O1 is easier, and difference is huge because O1 is your talent before today, your recognition according to the criteria. NIW is what you offer to the US government to help and how you can do this. It's just like it's two different matrices, it's two different universe, totally different visas. Although I should admit that if you have EB-2 NIW, you probably have O1 in it. Okay. Eritrea is one of the sanctioned countries. How does this sanction complicates the process? We're just gonna go through O1, Yoel. O1 would be your first choice to get in the US. Sanksika. Can I get O1 visa, work in the US but live in Canada because I live by the border between US and Canada? Yes, there's if you Canadian citizens have a benefit of O1. Once you get an approval, you don't need to get a visa in the embassy. You can just use your O1 approval as your visa. So technically, yes, you could do that, but of course, I need to know more about that. Ibrahim, I got late. Sorry, is there a way I can get a recording? Also, what about EB-2 NIW? So I guess you got EB-2 NIW part. There will be no recording, guys. This is online streams, and it's you either have it or you don't. Okay, so that's how we approach this. Barbara, O1 and then EB1A later, how much does it cost? No, so Barbara, I already addressed that there is a combo. There's a combo on that, okay? Ask your case manager about the exact numbers because it will depend on a bunch of factors. Thomas, will it be possible to get any sponsor to incur the cost of our O1 visa? To get any sponsor to incur the cost of O1 visa? If I understand your question correctly, Thomas, you're asking if we can help you to get someone to cover the cost. I don't think so. This is I call those things wet dreams. Okay, this is a wet dream. Like there's no way for that to happen, or very, very rare. Answer the questions. Okay, can you share your price for taking the case? Already did. 11 and 13, the bottom prices. With the top price is 19.22 and everything in between. You guys can get the full explanation of the prices contacting us directly. By the way, don't forget, ask the questions directly through WhatsApp Messenger at the top of the Click Meet webinar. In EB2 cases, what are the chances of approval if someone was eligible? Guys, my EB2, EB3 cases through labor certification, 100% rate of approval. Okay, if everything is good with your company, nobody bailed out, nobody chickened out, we're gonna get you through it. Okay, it's very technical. It's a very, very technical process. So we know it very, very well. All right, guys, let me go back to the most important thing today is the free evaluation. Okay, and the link is also in the chat. You guys must do this. Okay, otherwise it's been a waste. So I'll be waiting for your forms, your answers to the questionnaire. I'll be waiting for you to come to the complex immigration planning for those of you who will see the word potential. And guys, I really appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming to this webinar. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.